Hi crafters, Karen here, and in today's video, it's all about my first Color Cube video series for 2025. And today, I thought that I would make a birthday card for a cute little boy. Now, the products that I'll be using today, most of them are from Tailored Expressions, and I will be using her birthday blowout. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you the products that I'll be using to make my card today. Here is the Birthday Blowout 3D embossing folder. I put that piece of white cardstock in there so that you can kind of get an idea of what that embossing folder looks like, but you'll get a closer view later on in the video. There I have my layering stencils. I have the foilet for this, and I did do that off screen. You'll see that in just a little bit. I'm using the 16 candles die set, the Hero Arts Infinity dies, the circles. I have my card base and then a piece of sweet corn yellow cardstock for my card front. And then I brought in the birthday boy of the insiders to put on the inside of my card. The Color Cube card that I'm using today is $3.99. Now these colors are great because I definitely wanted to find colors that would work well for a boy. And the colors, the inks that I'm using today, for the steel blue, I picked the blue corn. The crimson is mulled wine. I'm not using the blood orange. Tangerine is candy corn, and then the gold is the sweet corn. I will be doing just a little bit of coloring today. I will be coloring a little bit of the flame. And I'm using my Orange Blend Spectrum Noir marker. And we'll go ahead and we'll get started with the project. So here is the foiling that I did. I do have Tailored Expressions candy corn foil, and I went ahead and chose that color for my foiling today. Now that I've got that done, I place it on my grip mat, and you see the registration marks on both the foilet and then there on the stencil. And here I'm showing you that on each of the stencils there is a number. It is very small, and I know it's hard to see here, but each stencil is numbered so that you'll be able to know which number stencil you're working with. I line up the registration marks. I add some mint tape to each of the corners before I start my ink blending. I go ahead and start with the blue corn ink, and I make sure that my blending brush is saturated enough to get enough ink into the open spaces. And then I'm going to just do this, move through each of the colors for each of the stencils. So there are a total of 4 stencils, which matches the number of inks that I picked. Moving on to the tangerine, or my candy corn, I get that all blended, and then for my last color I am bringing in the sweet corn. And I waited until the end for you to see what the final piece looks like after all of the colors have been blended. And so I remove my tape, and I will remove the stencil, and you will see the finished piece. I just thought that this turned out super, super cute. So I'm going to carefully pull that away from my grip mat, and you can see this up close of the great blending mixed in with that foil. Really, really cute, at least in my opinion. So now I bring in my 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to place this piece of cardstock inside. Now, I want to make sure that everything is lined up. So I want to make sure the candles line up with the candles that are on the embossing folder before I run it through. And so that's what I'm doing here, making sure that it is all lined up, and then I will go ahead and run that through. After I ran it through my Big Shot, I did trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4 because that will lay over my sweet corn cardstock that measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Here I'm bringing in the numbers. You saw that I cut that off screen, and so I have the numbers, I have the frosting, and then I have the 2 flames. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know which frosting goes with which number? So This is the beauty of this die set. Behind each of the frostings are a number, and that will represent the number candle. So, for example, that small piece right there, there is a, right there, that number, there on the other side, there is a small, very small number 1. So I know that will match the number 1 candle. And then it just goes on through each of the numbers. So you will definitely know which frosting goes with which number. I thought that was very clever on Taylor's part. Now I'm going to bring back my inks, and I'm going to just ink blend the numbers with the mulled wine, and then I will do the frosting in the blue corn, and then I will go ahead and get the flame colored in with both my sweet corn and then my orange blend Spectrum Noir marker. And I'm just coloring in the middle portion of that flame. And that's it. That was all I needed my marker for. And now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead, bring in my precision glue, and I'm going to start putting the numbers together. And it's great because even if you didn't want to use the frosting, you could actually snip off the wick, and then you would just have just regular numbers if you didn't want to use it in the way that I'm using it today. I just really like this frosting. I thought it's a great added touch to the numbers, and it really does make, they really make cute candles this way. So I'm adding enough glue onto both the wick and then a little bit on the back of the flames. And after I hear everything together, there is what it looks like. And now I'm going to take one of my circle dies, and I'm going to cut out the center of the embossed and foiled piece here. And then that's where my number 10 will go. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that off screen. And there is the center part. And I just lay that on the piece of sweet corn cardstock, check to make sure the numbers fit. And now I'm going to bring in my double-sided foam adhesive and layer that on the back and get that covered, and then make sure that I burnish the pieces, because sometimes if I don't burnish, I have a hard time peeling the release paper off. I go ahead and add my ATG tape to the sweet corn cardstock, and now I will remove the pieces from the foam adhesive, and I will layer that on top of the sweet corn cardstock. And then once I have that all layered, I will use my glue to glue down the number 10 inside that circle. Now, I didn't use a sentiment. I thought that the embossing and the foil and the numbers spoke enough of this card. And here I'm just layering the insider piece of the card, and that is my finished card. And I really like those insiders. You get a variety of them in a pack. And this wraps up my video, everybody. I hope it has inspired you to give the color cubes a try. And until my next video, I hope your day is a crafty day. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.